So today in this video we are trying to understand actually about the regular expressions which are actually used in our compilers. According to the book of Ahol, as you have seen, there is a symbol called this one. Okay, so it is just OR symbol. You can use A or B. Okay, this is same equivalent to A plus B as we have seen earlier. Okay, so this symbol is same for plus symbol. So this is your OR symbol. Other than that, for concatenation, as you have written A dot B, this is also correct. You can also use A B. Okay, this will also be considered as concatenation. Okay. So these, after telling you these few things, let me give some more information. Like whenever you write regular expressions, suppose you have two regular expressions, you have two regular expressions. What are their name? They can be, suppose, R and S. R and S. So if you are writing something like R or S, you can also write it as S or R. It is okay. So in a way you can say that this operation slash, or I should say this is not slash, this is actually OR. So this operation is commutative. Okay, commutative is one operation where you can keep the operation and you can change the operand, the sides of operand, then still the result is same. So you write it R or S or S or R, it is same. So let us see whether it is associative or not. If you have R or S or T, okay. So it is whether it is equal to R or S or T. Okay. So actually it is equal, no problem. If you are writing like this, you can write like this. In that case, you can say that this operation is also associative. Now, suppose you have concatenation operation. If you are writing R into R dot S T. Okay. So is it possible to write it as R S together and then T? Okay, let me ask this question to you all. Whom should I ask? Is it Danish Raza? Danish. Actually, I am asking this. I have written R and in bracket it is ST. Can I write it as in bracket RS and then T? In bracket means concatenation of S or S and T before concatenating with R, or concatenation of R and S first and then concatenating to T. Are they both same or they are different? Danish. Danish may not be there. Let me ask to Abhishek Upadhyay.
Hello.
Yes, Abhishek. What do you think? Are they same?
Yes, sir. Maybe, sir, they are associative.
Okay. Yes, they are associative, no problem. So you can say that concatenation operation is associative. Now let me talk about distributive. If you have something like R and inside it is S or T, so can we write it as RS or RT, or it would have been like S or T concatenated with R. So can we write it as SR and TR, sorry, or TR? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You can write a regular expression like this. If you have three regular expressions and this is the form, you can distribute it accordingly. So you can say that concatenation operation is distributed. Okay, you can also say concatenation operation distributes over OR operation. Let us check it out whether epsilon is a identity operation or not. You can take it as epsilon or lambda concatenated with R. It is actually same as R concatenated with epsilon, and the result is R itself. Okay, so you can say that this epsilon or lambda is identity for concatenation. Now what about this thing? If you have R, clean closure of R, then can we write it as R or epsilon clean closure?
Yes, sir. You can write.
Hello? What I want to say is, here I have written epsilon and here I have not written epsilon. Without writing epsilon, is it possible to have epsilon here? Yes, it is possible. So whenever we have a clean closure, it means that we have a lambda, we have a epsilon here, we have a null string also. So we need not mention a null string. However, if we are mentioning, it is not making any difference. It is the same. Okay. So whenever you have a clean closure, epsilon is guaranteed. Epsilon is guaranteed in closure. Now, if I have a clean closure of R and I perform its clean closure, okay, what will I get? If I have R star and I perform one more star, I will get what will I get?
Sir, R plus epsilon inside the R plus epsilon inside the bracket, small bracket, and then asterisk, and then bracket, then again asterisk.
R plus epsilon asterisk,
then again bracket and then asterisk.
Like this. Okay. What you want to say is this can be written like this. It is true. It is no problem. But actually what I wanted to tell you here is, by writing this expression, I wanted to tell you that epsilon is guaranteed if you are writing here or you are not writing here, it is the same. Here I was talking about two closures. So if you are writing two closure, it has no change, it is the same. Okay. So if you are having R star and if you are performing a star upon it, it cannot generate more strings. Okay. Since R star has already generated all the possible strings of R, any combination of R. Okay. So if you are having any extra clean closure on it, it cannot generate anything new. So R star star is already R star, nothing else. Or if you are writing like this, then it can be written as R plus epsilon star, nothing else. It is not generating any, the extra closure on it is not generating any extra string. Okay. So by this you can say that the star operation or closure is idempotent. Okay. Okay. Suppose there are certain things you want to show them. You have to deal with I will tell you about Lex programming. There you will see that you will have to specify the patterns. Suppose you want to have letters. You want to define. So what this letter will be? It can be A to Z or a small a to a small z. Okay. Okay. Now what can be a digit? Suppose I want digit can be between 0 to 9. Okay. Now what a identifier can be? ID can be, suppose it can be a letter, and it can have the letter as well as digit, letter as well as digit, star. If I am writing like this, ID is one letter and after that any number of letter or digit. Is it acceptable? Yes, this is the way you can specify a pattern for an identifier. So any lexeme which is starting with a digit, not a letter, it will not be considered as identifier. A token will be generated for it as a digit. However, if you have a pattern like this, where there will be a letter, and after that you have any combination of letter and digit, then token will be generated as ID. So in this way we have to define. Let me tell you some more possible expressions if you want to write. Suppose you want to have a fixed set of characters, or like you have keywords, then you will have to specify it as it is, like WHILE, while. do or anything. So if they are keyword, you will have to specify it as it is. Suppose let me write an expression as C as it was in book. So it will specify any non-operator characters, and one example can be while. Okay, if at all you want to write it like this. Okay. It is actually a string, so let me keep it like C in double quotes. So this is a string. If it all is a single character C, it is just one character, right? So either A or it can be B or C, whatever that will be. Otherwise, in double quotes, it can be a string. Now you can have something like okay, if you specify dot here in lex, it will mean that you can have any character but not a new line. Okay, any character but new line. So a possible example can be, you will specify A dot something, whatever you want to specify, suppose A dot B. Okay, so this dot is there. This is a possible regular expression for you. You are specifying dot, which means there can be one character here after A and before B, and here you cannot have a new line. Except new line, any other character can be here. In place of dot, if you are using this cap operation, so this is always a beginning of a line. Okay. So you can always write it as cap A, B, C. So lines should start with A, B, C. And you can also specify the end of line. So it will be, if you want to write in A, B, C and then you want to end, so in this way. Now if you want to have some character from a string, suppose you have a string and you want to specify any character from the string, any character from the string, yes, then you can write big bracket. Suppose you are writing A, B, C, so it will be treated as A or B or C. Okay. If you want to write it as cap S, so it will be something like not in S. Okay, so it will be something like any character not in S. Suppose you are writing cap ABC, then you can have any character but not A, B or C. Okay, in this way you can specify. Suppose you want to specify R star, or regular R star. It is possible. What you can do, you can understand R star means any 0 or more strings matching to this regular expression. Suppose 0 or more strings matching R. So one possible example can be, suppose you have A and a star, right? You can have AB whole power, AB whole power star. So these kind of things are possible. Let me write R plus, which means one or more, one or more strings matching with R. You can have A plus. Okay. In place of this, if you want just either 0 or 1, you can write it as R question mark. Okay, then it will give you either 0 or 1 occurrence, 0 or 1 occurrence of R. Suppose you are writing A question mark, then you will have this regular expression R either 0 times or 1 time only. Okay, so here we are learning how to specify a pattern of our choice. There are several possibilities. If we remember these things, it will help us in specifying our desired regular expression. So if you want to have, suppose how many number of R, this was 1 or more, this was 0 or more, and here it is either 0 or 1. Now I want either between 3 to 8, either it can be 3 occurrence of R, 4, 5, 6 to 8 occurrence. We cannot accept more than 8. 9 occurrence, 10 occurrence is not acceptable. In that case, you can specify here the numbers. Okay, so it will be between M and N occurrences. Okay, suppose you are writing A and you can write 3 to 3, 8, no problem. If you want some regular expressions concatenated together like R1, R2, you can write it like this. So which means you will have R1, which is followed by R2. Okay, suppose in R1 you have A and in R2 you have B, then you can have A, B. Okay, like this. You can also have R1, it was concatenation, R1 or R2. Okay, so it is, you can understand, you can have either an R1 or an R2. So you can have either A or B, like this you can specify. If you want to specify the R as it is, you want to specify R, one regular expression, so you can specify like this, or you can specify without the bracket, that they both are same. Okay, you can, this is same. Okay, you can have a bracket or this is same. Suppose you want to say A or B, or you keep a bracket, both are same. Okay, now there is one thing, we can call it R1. This was OR operation, it was a straight line. This is a forward slash. Okay, R1 forward slash R2. So which will mean that R1 whenever it is followed by R2. Okay, R1 when followed by R2. Suppose you want ABC, when after this ABC you have 1, 2 and 3. Okay, like this. So this is when kind of operation. So these are a few things we have to understand. So here you can note that few symbols are new to you, like which are being used here in regular expression, like double quotes, maybe dot operation. It was dot here, a dot operation. You have seen this cap operation. You have seen a dollar to end operation. You have seen a bracket to specify or between several numbers of characters. You have specify closure operation plus symbol, already you know. Okay, question mark you have seen, 0 or 1 occurrence. You have seen this symbol to represent the range of numbers you want. You have seen the OR operation as well as this when operation. Okay, so we have seen these few things. Having known these few things, we will now try to go further. Suppose I am writing one regular expression. Th dot K S P whatever. Okay, like this. If I have written an example like this, what do you think? What will be the meaning? Okay, what are the strings which are acceptable? Okay, so it means that there will be the two beginning characters T and H. Then you can have any character but not a new string, sorry, new line character. And then you can have any one of these characters. Okay, so here you can have any character. Maybe if you write A, you can write B, C, D, I, all are acceptable. Here you can have any of these characters, either K or S or P only. Then it is acceptable, otherwise it is not acceptable. So regular expressions help you directly to find, to match the patterns, whether it is acceptable or not. Now, so these are a few things. Now, till now, if you have some confusion, if you want to ask something, please go ahead. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.